Welcome. Welcome everybody to the program, to the circus, to the madhouse. Hi. It's Wednesday. Glad you're here. Hi. So, phones blew up immediately after the show yesterday. And pretty wild. We got some stuff to discuss about the Milton City Council. And whose fault is it? Take responsibility. Welcome to the program, everybody. Love you. Glad you're here. We got lots to talk about today. There's rain. There's lots of rain. And so keep that in mind as well. And we've got your phone calls, your texts, all that kind of stuff. And some wild stories. So just so you're aware. All right. My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Milton Post for hosting and everybody else that shares it. God bless you. All right. Your forecast for today. Showers and thunderstorms, high near 71. Chance of rain 90%. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Then a chance of scattered thunderstorms after midnight or overnight. Chance of rain 100%. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy and becoming windy with thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Few storms may be severe tomorrow. Winds around 20 to 30 miles an hour. Chance rain 80%. All right. Presently, it's 60 in Milton. It's 64 Gulf Breeze, 61 Navarre, 61 Pensacola. There you go. All right. Awesome. Glad that you're here. Welcome, risers. It's another day. And, all right, so we're going to ask the questions about the city council. Because another one's gone. And some may consider it good, some may consider it bad. But it is happening, and we need to discuss it and spend some time. Justin says we begged them to resign last year, now it's happening. So let's talk about that. Let's break this down a little bit, shall we? For the second time in less than a week, a member of the Milton City Council has resigned unexpectedly. George Jordan, who represents Ward 3, tendered his resignation verbally to City Manager Randy Jorgensen and City Clerk DeWitt Nobles on Monday afternoon. He also turned in all of his official city-issued equipment, according to spokesman Ed Spears. Now, Jordan did not provide a written resignation letter, and he did not respond to the News Journal's request for comment on Tuesday. He did, however, address the Santa Rosa County Commission at the board's meeting Tuesday morning and said he resigned because of grave concerns about the direction the city was heading. Forward, progression? Are you tired of that? Are you tired of the direction the city's heading? Kim says if the trend continues, I expect Richardson and the mayor next. Okay, and so why Kim? Not disagreeing with you. Just want to know why that would be. We got Jeff Snow on the phone. Jeff, how are you this morning? Can you hear me?
Even better than yesterday.
You're better than yesterday. All right. So let's break this down a little bit. So George Jordan resigned. Let's make sure everybody can hear you. I just want to make sure if I could get, we've been having some issues here. Just want to make sure that everybody can hear what's going on. Can you all hear? Jeff, just say something to me.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Can everybody hear Jeff? Make sure there. Anyway, all right. Let's continue and see if they respond. So what is your initial reaction from the? Okay, good. All right. So we got you. So what's your initial reaction to the resignation yesterday or Monday?
Well, I kind of predicted this about 5 months ago after the election, and the citizens spoke. I told some people I would suspect them to start, a few of them to start resigning. And these are the people that have been basic troublemakers. You've elaborated on your show numerous times the trouble that these two have basically been so unprofessional how we handle city business. They've tried to block any and all progress that will come to Milton. And George did his normal grandstanding yesterday at the county commissioner meeting, just to blow his ego up some more. And of course, Sharon and him both make these comments alleging that there's some wrongdoing at the city and we're not going the right way. And I'm not sure if you read my quote to the Pensacola News Journal, but basically, you got it. Let's bring it forward.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have a problem. If you got a legitimate problem, let's bring it out and do it the right way. That's the way it happens. Now, just this, throwing a firebomb and saying, there's problems, and casting aspersions, casting doubt is not a great way to do things. Now, but so why did you think that they would, Sharon Holly and George Jordan, why did you think that they would resign or bow out?
Well, it's just my personal opinion, is because the citizens through the last election have taken their city back with elected officials that listen to what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that we agree on everything, as I said yesterday, but they know that in the last election, those people are here for the better good of Milton, and that's how they work, and they're all like-minded. So that's where Sharon and George come up. That we have outside influences. Well, the citizens are supposed to be our outside.
Well, yeah,
and
and that's what these things are for, is so that the people can come in and voice their opinion. Hey, I don't agree with this. This is what I want to see, and that's what those meetings are for. And so while you were packing it, well, I think that they are guilty of that as well, if you're going to go down that route.
Well, yeah, it's funny how they accuse others of what they've done for years. And you know what? They're part of the good old boys that have been there for a long time. It's another great thing for Milton that these two troublemakers that basically, their actions prove everything, and they take no responsibility for what they've done. And they've done nothing but cause turmoil. They haven't done any good for the city. If somebody can point something out, then I'll give them a little credit, but I just don't see it. And they've just been there to try to keep us, the ones that want to do great things for the city, or help us get to where we can be. And they just always stood in front of every project. Didn't matter what it was, they stood in front of every project.
Well, here's the thing.
Now again, they won't. Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think it was George, but I think both of them said it. Well, every meeting was like a battle. Well, who did that? I mean, just because everything I saw. I mean, I know there was a meeting, and on a side note, I think Shannon Rice should be offended that she wasn't included kind of in the slight. But there were times you were sitting there and it was just all of a sudden she has something to say. Sharon Holly has something to say, and it was just directed at you. It's like, where did that even come from? So these kinds of things, why were they battlefields? Here's what people don't understand. You and I disagree on the splash pad. I mean, I'm not going to fight with you on it. It's not one of those things, but I'm not a big fan of the splash pad. It's money. I get it. But that doesn't make us mortal enemies. We can disagree on some things and still work together. That is what being an adult is about. You've got people like Sharon Holly on the city council who really, in all reality, is still wondering why the Waltons was canceled, and she is just really. I really wondered what the purpose was in her being there. I
She was there to cause turmoil, and that's when they put her in office, and she did a very good job of that. And it's unfortunate. They'd rather see the city burn down mentality than go for the greater good, and I refuse to stand by with that. That's the reason I ran. It's not to have a title.
right.
I think we're getting things done. We're definitely not. I'd rather agree with people 8 out of 10 times than 0 out of 10 because of what they're doing. And guess what? If there's some wrongdoing, Nick, with our our administration or any of our leaders in the city hall, I'm not going to run and quit. I'm going to bring it public.
Right.
Okay, instead of making these comments just to try to. Basically, they're lying and misleading
Right.
the people that have trusted them as their leaders, and it's unfortunate. That's what gets me riled up, is how they mislead the good citizens out there, and they might not have all the information or access to all the information like the rest of us. So that's another thing. But you know what? God takes care of a lot of things, and I believe He's had His hand over Milton for last several years, and I see so many great things happening. I'm sure we're going to get 2 new people that are going to be adults and professional and help us take Milton to the next level. And I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and that's the other part too. Is look, and to our viewers, and if you know somebody, maybe somebody that lives in these wards, these areas can step up and do a good job of representing their area and the city, and look forward to doing and working with other areas of the city to move Milton forward. That's not a bad thing to desire, as long as it's service minded. And on that note, if these 2 quit, and they did quit, my problem is they are not. Just because things don't go your way doesn't mean you quit. That's not service. Service means you continue to serve the people who put you there, and you're not showing anybody by quitting. But we thank you.
Yeah, I think James Calkins had a great.
Oh yeah,
I think, George's ego is trying to make a big grandstand at the county commissioner meeting. Actually, I got there late. I didn't realize he had done that until I left, and people brought it to my attention. But
so the quote here's one of the exchanges between Calkins and George. It says the current group, the city council, the new majority now, is going in the right direction, Calkins said. And then, Mr. Calkins, you and I definitely disagree with that, Jordan responded. In another brief exchange, Calkins indicated Milton would be happy to hear that Jordan resigned. Thanks for your resignation, Calkins said. I think Milton will be happy. So
I agree with every word in there. One thing is I believe our meetings definitely won't take the 4 and 5 hours unless there's just something very important that we need to deal with. It won't be dealing with nonsense. I think we're going to have a great professional group, and we'll get things keep things going. We're going great now, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, I think you and I have talked about this before. The only bad thing is they're not going to be as exciting. They're not going to have that. People held on to the last minute to catch those moments, and sadly they won't be there. But it's good for the city council. It's good for the city of Milton, and at least they won't drag on. Hopefully for 3 hours, 4 hours.
Hopefully not, unless it's just talking about good business and getting things done. And hopefully that's where I'll get to come and commentate on your show periodically, giving citizens some great updates on things we're working on. And it's exciting times to me. I'm excited, ready to get 2 new people in there that really have the passion. And I will just say, if you have a lot of passion to want to see our city do better, please apply for these positions. And there's Ward 3 and Ward 4. You can call the clerk of court. City clerk. Sorry, getting my things mixed up there. City clerk at City Hall at 983-5402, and find out which ward if you don't know which ward you're in. And you have to live in Ward 3 or Ward 4 for the last year.
Right. And so we encourage people, get in there. This is a great way to see how government should work, and encourage people to jump in there. And it's a position of service. It's not power.
It's exciting
service.
times. We've got a bunch of great citizens that have stepped up into current positions. And also we have boards that people can step up and serve on. It don't take a lot of time, but it gets your feet wet in city government. And, it's great when you have a great team. And that's what I feel like we're going to be complete for the most part coming up. And let's get business done as we're supposed to.
All right. Very cool. It is an exciting time. When I spoke to you yesterday, I knew exactly why you were calling. I said, I know what Jeff's got on his mind. All right, my friend. Thank you. And looking for great things from the Milton City Council. Appreciate you, my friend.
All right. Appreciate you and Milton Post and keeping all of our citizens informed. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. All right, have a good day. So there you go. I mean, it is interesting to see what the possibilities might be, because look, whether you agreed with them or not, and that's fine. You can agree with them. And I don't have a problem. I don't agree with their positions. But you got to admit, not everything needs a comment. Not everything has to be a fight. And some people are geared that way, and they think it's got to be a fight. And it's look, people are people. Sometimes church business meetings are the same way. You got people who want to fight. Why? So they've resigned, and there you go. And it will be helpful to the meetings. And you can think it's good for Milton or not good for Milton, whatever your position is. But I hate to see people give up service. And when they, if you got a personal issue and you can't do, I just can't do it. Don't blame other people. It's never other people's fault. Ever. What am I doing to improve things? And maybe quitting is improving things. But you need to think hard and fast. It's not somebody else's fault. 850-771-0049. You can't just go around all the time blaming other people for what you do. Holly told News Journal Tuesday that she resigned because of concerns about the leadership and direction of the city and the behavior of council members and citizens. Well, who creates that atmosphere? Who creates that atmosphere? I just wonder. Every meeting we had, the council was divided. It's been that way for years, Holly said. Well, you can disagree with the direction the city's going, but you can't argue with progress. I think the city advanced in spite of you, not because of you. And there you go. 850-771-0049. So 2 positions open. Seek your heart, seek your civic duty, and do what's right. Yes, Jason, she would grab her granny purse, shove stuff in it frustratingly, and march out of the meeting. Maybe now we could get United put in signs. Maybe now it truly is. Maybe now it truly is. All right. 850-771-0049. Now, the Santa Rosa County Commissioners are suggesting the city of Milton ask the state, not the county, for land on which to construct rapid infiltration basin system for discharge of the treated effluent from its future wastewater treatment plant. The costs had gone up, and there you go. It more than doubled. So what do you do with that? And it caused some issues. The matter was on yesterday's Santa Rosa County Commission agenda, but it wasn't on there. But during the meeting's public forum, it was revealed that a survey of the county property for the purpose of RIBS was already underway after County Administrator Dan Schiebler gave permission for the city to explore the move. District 1 Commissioner Sam Parker questioned how February 13th groundbreaking ceremony for the future wastewater plant was scheduled, considering the change in plans for the plant's discharge of the treated wastewater. Dan, don't ever put me in that position at the county level. If everything isn't buttoned up, we don't need to move forward with it, Parker said. And Sam's right. Why was there a groundbreaking if stuff wasn't settled? How does that happen? How does that even work? And you've got to really question that. How do you get a rush that in when stuff isn't settled? And it's a bad idea to bring in the state. It will. I don't know. There's going to be problems with this. Yeah. There's a troll in the chat. Why? Because she called me handsome? I don't know. 850-771-0049. There is a troll in the chat. But the wastewater thing's going to be, and there's people that are against it because of where it's at. But you got to have it. You've got to have it. But the costs have skyrocketed. There are many, many issues. Oh, here's this. A new survey finds nearly half of frontline healthcare workers remain unvaccinated against COVID-19. The survey found just over half, or 52% of frontline healthcare workers received at least one dose of a COVID vaccine, leaving 48% who have not. The survey also revealed 18% said they do not plan on getting the shot. The statistics surprised Northwest Florida doctors. We should be paving a way for others to follow our example in getting the vaccine. Already there's a level of vaccine hesitancy in the community. And if us healthcare workers, that's how it's written. If we're refusing to take the vaccine, then yes, that sends a pretty negative, damaging message to the community, said Dr. George Smith. He's the Chief Medical Officer of Community Health, Northwest Florida. Included in those healthcare workers unvaccinated, 3% have their vaccination scheduled and 15% plan to get vaccinated. Channel 3 News asked Northwest Florida hospitals for their numbers. Santa Rosa County Medical Center responded saying 40% of its team is vaccinated. Now, here's my view on the vaccination. If you want it, get it. If you don't, don't. And one side should not shame the others. Now, you can tout your numbers or your reasons for or against. I don't care. I was yesterday, we were just kind of talking with some coworkers. And you getting your shot? I'm like, no. And she said, why? I gave her my reasons why. And she said, oh, I guess I shouldn't get mine then. I'm like, no. I'm not saying you shouldn't get the shot. You asked me why I wasn't, and I told you why I was not. If you want it, get it. That is between you and God and your family. I have no say in that. But I will not do it for my reasons. You got to decide for yourself. I can't make that decision for you. I can't shame you for getting it, and you can't shame me for not getting it. Pushing a vaccine, like it's cute and all, it is personal preference. But the vaccine is a personal thing. It's not a cure. I know what you meant, Donna. Sorry. The vaccine is not a cure. And it's not tested. I wonder if they're going to start tagging, and I know that they won't, deaths attributed to the vaccine like they did to COVID. Stuff that people die from. They got the shot, so it must be the shot. They're not going to do that. But they did that with COVID. 79%, Ben. I read that the one of them was 79% effective. What happened to 94%? Remember that? Remember when they said 94% effective? They don't know. They were pulling these numbers out of their backside. They have no clue. All right. And that's your right. That is your right, Sharon. I'm a Ted Cruz fan as well. Vaccine will be population control. If not now, then eventually. Yeah. And they'll have to get an update. They'll have to do booster shots. There's a survival rate, guys. Geez, and it's over 50%. Yep. For the vaccine or for the COVID? Which one, Heather? There is lots of room for error, for sure. Some people act like they won the lottery because they got the shots. I don't get it. You didn't survive a war. You didn't win anything. You got a shot. An untested shot. 850-771-0049. A 43-year-old woman who had possibly overdosed on drugs exchanged gunfire with Florida Highway Patrol troopers Tuesday before being taken into custody. Incident began to unfold about 6 p.m. as a FHP trooper was conducting a traffic crash investigation near Kim Strand and 10 Mile Road. A partially clothed woman approached the trooper and voiced her concern of overdosing on drugs. The trooper called for EMS to evaluate the woman as she began to walk across the roadway and around the corner out of sight. As the trooper approached what appeared to be an unoccupied silver Chevy truck, the female subject sat up and presented a rifle, pointing it in the direction of the trooper. An exchange of gunfire began as 2 more troopers and 2 Escambia County deputies arrived on scene. At least 1 other trooper became engaged in the gunfire. No one was injured. King said the woman was taken into custody and transported to Baptist Hospital for medical evaluation prior to any arrest or charges placed against her. So, here is a legal question. Will she be charged with attempted murder on officers because she was firing at them? Will she be charged with drug abuse? Because let's face this, there's going to be people, well, she was out of her mind on drugs. We shouldn't charge her with the whole thing. No, she took those drugs. And they altered her mentally. She did that to herself. Anytime someone does that, full punishment. I mean, someone could have been seriously hurt, and I get tired of people like that. It's not somebody else's problem. It's your problem. I'm not going to do that one. I'm editing myself. All right. So a 21-year-old man faces 10 counts of murder in connection with Monday's mass shooting at a Colorado grocery store. but his motives remain unclear. Really? Really? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if his motives are unclear. Let me continue. The suspect, identified by police as Ahmad al-Alawi Alisa of Arvada, Colorado, that's a lot of A's, was in stable condition after suffering a leg wound after an exchange of gunfire with responding police officers at King's Supers outlet in Boulder. The 10 victims, whose names were released at a Tuesday morning news conference, range in age from 20 to 65 and include a police officer. It would be premature for us to draw any conclusions at this time. That's the agent in charge of the FBI field office in Denver, said at the news briefing. However, the Democrats don't let a good crisis go to waste. They began calling on gun control measures. Alyssa is expected to be released from the hospital later on Tuesday and transported to jail to await an initial court appearance, officials said. Now listen, Kim, you're a racist. You're a racist. You can't say those things because you got to wait till you hear what Ilhan Omar said. Ilhan Omar from Minnesota faced backlash online Tuesday after claiming that there were different narratives used with mass shooters based on their race or ethnicity. In a tweet posted the day after the mass shootings in Boulder, Omar claimed that the race or ethnicity of mass shooters appeared to be the main focus of the media when the shooters aren't white. It seems to be the focus when the shooters are not white. Now, if he's a white male, I know, white supremacy or domestic terrorist. He came to the United States when he was 3. He did have Islamophobic, pointing fingers at other people being Islamophobic posts on his Facebook. His brother said he was mentally not there. I'm just teasing you, Kim. You know I'm teasing you. But according to Ilhan Omar, you're a racist. But there was anti-Islamic transphobia fingers pointed at other people on his Facebook. But you're not going to hear the Dems talking about that. Oh, no. It's the gun's fault. Has nothing to do with him being a terrorist. It has everything to do with the guns. And they've already started. Joe Biden is on it. Relax. He's on it. Oh, during a search warrant executed in North Carolina last week, officers confiscated drugs, money, and a Glock Model 19 pistol that was disguised as a toy Nerf gun. Let me see if I find that picture. It is the weirdest. There it is. Here it is. Here it is. Check this out. Yeah. How interesting is that? The sheriff's office posted a photo on Facebook of the gun, which was painted blue and orange. The colors are similar to most toy Nerf guns. The altered pistol had a 50-round drum magazine. So there you go. Sharon says, watch out. I commented on the destruction of the Twin Towers are sensitive to me because of the slimy. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. You can't use slimy. Homegrown terrorists. And then some of them have Nerf guns. So there you go. It's true. All right. Postmaster. I'm used to saying protesters. There's so many of them. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy on Tuesday announced plans to slow mail delivery standards and cut hours at some post offices as part of a 10-year strategy to stabilize the struggling agency. Good God. You're going to slow the mail service? Details of the long-awaited plan come at the time of intense scrutiny on the U.S. Postal Service over persistent delivery delays under DeJoy, a major GOP donor who took over the agency last summer. The plan also includes a proposal to consolidate underused post offices and at a potential postage rate increase and detailed investments in new delivery vehicles, among other things. Facing $160 billion in losses over the next decade, DeJoy and postal executives stressed the need to cut costs and modernize the agency's operations as its workload increasingly shifts from handling letters to hauling more packages. So, exactly my point, Jason. Exactly my point. It's already blasted slow. Here's what you do. I've got it. This will not change anything except improve things. Here's what you do. You make routes. They're either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's it. And then if you still want to handle packages, handle packages. That's what you do. And you lay off. You want to know where the post office had their problem? Here's where the post office got in trouble. With their unions and the retirement packages became crazy retirement packages. And then the more people retired and lived longer, they jammed themselves. They blew it. But I really think that that they need to. I don't know what that means. Milton Post. I really think that they need to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And so will that change anything? How many days do you not get your mail? And people in Milton, a lot of you understand how that works. You don't get, what difference does it make? I mean, there's days where we go, did someone get the mail? No. All right. I'll get it tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Yep. That destroyed them. And having the cost of having former employees share it. It's those that have retired with these big retirement packages. That's what did it. 850-771-0049. It's going to get slower. Switch it. It doesn't need to be. And look, some of these crazy trucks run on Sunday. I told Amazon, it didn't do any good. I told Amazon, I don't want any of my packages delivered by USPS because they can't get them here. It says estimated time. It's going to be out for delivery. It's not out for delivery. I don't get it till a day or two later. Every time it's the U.S. Postal Service. It stinks. Do you trust the Postal Service? Look what they did with the mail-in ballots. They didn't get them there on time. 850-771-0049. Postal Service stinks. Oh, you'll love this. The Massachusetts city of Cambridge has put in place a measure to recognize domestic partnerships of more than two people, euphemistically referred to as polyamorous families, which in practice means sexual relationships between multiple adults in one household. A domestic partnership in the city that is home to Harvard University is now defined as the entity formed by two or more persons who are not related and consider themselves to be family. They must file a registration stating that they're in a relationship of mutual support, caring, and commitment that intend to remain in such a relationship. The revised policy removes the requirements that everyone in the partnership must live together and also scraps a section that makes domestic partners submit proof of their family relationships to the city. The recently formed Polyamory Legal Advocacy Coalition, PLAC, which gave input concerning the change in Cambridge, said in a statement that they hope that it will be a wave of legal recognition for polyamorous families and relationships in 2021. Polyamorous families. You've been zip tied. I hope your mailbox and not you. For 3 weeks in a row. You can just mark it return to sender. Stick it back in the just write on it. I don't want this. When you know what happened during the election, they were sending out the post office put things in your mailbox. We paid for that. I want you to know that. They stuck mail in my mailbox that I paid for. It was a postcard from the post office that said, hey, mail-in ballots. It was promoting the mail-in ballots. And I wrote fake news on it and shoved it back in the mailbox. You went dark, John Bacon. You went dark. Yes, they are pushing for multiple spouses in a legal union. Here's this. You'll love this as well. A public school district in the suburbs of Columbus, Ohio, has spent more than $134,000 in legal fees to obtain a permit to install only gender-neutral bathrooms in 6 of its new facilities. It's in violation of state code. In the fall of 2017, the Upper Arlington School District successfully passed a $230 million tax to rebuild 5 elementary schools in Upper Arlington High School. Gender-neutral bathrooms in elementary. Construction of the high school and 4 elementary schools began in 2019. The school board and superintendent erected 5 of the 6 new buildings with only gender-neutral bathrooms through the Ohio Building Code mandates that any facility with plumbing fixtures requires separate accommodations for each sex. Now, if you do genders, you're going to have a bazillion of them. The Upper Arlington Education Coalition, a concerned parents organization, has spearheaded the efforts to reinstitute single-sex bathrooms alongside the existing gender-neutral bathrooms. That's according to Kathy Poltz, who runs the Parent Coalition and served on the parent-teacher organization for 15 years. The school district never informed parents about gender-neutral bathroom facilities until the fall of 2020. The school district denies that it hid the decision-making process from the public. We didn't hide it. We just didn't tell you. We just kept it from you. Gender-neutral bathrooms for elementary. Run that around in your noggin a little bit. Well, now, Donna, that's the thing. It says you can't limit sexes to 2. What is wrong with you? You've got to have multiple gender bathrooms. You see how the line gets fuzzy? You see how the line gets really, really fuzzy? Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. We are running out of time quickly. All right. I'm going to get to a couple things here. This is Joe Biden. He is speaking at Ohio State. And he is talking about cancer studies, whatever. But the point of this video is I want you to listen to him breathing. The big thing is Joe Biden breathing. All right? Are you ready for this?
Oh. All of this, economists left, right, and center argue and acknowledge will create 7 million more jobs and increase economic growth. There's so much more, but help is here.
Listen.
But I'm here in this great hospital to talk about a third way to help, and that's for your health, third type of health, and that's healthcare. I just concluded a tour of the radiation oncology department here at the James Cancer Center, which expanded thanks to a $100 million grant in the Affordable Care
Is that not weird?
That Sherrod Brown was instrumental in making happen. That's in addition to the research funding Ohio State received under the Beau Biden cancer moonshot. Because
all right, so I'm gonna stop. There's more, but I think that was done on purpose. I think Biden's staff wanted you to hear him breathing so you didn't think he was dead. That they didn't just stick him up there. He's stuffed with sawdust. No. He's actually breathing. We want you to hear it. I know you couldn't tell, but they just wanted you to hear him breathing, so there was no confusion. 850-771-0049. What a... He can't breathe without the stupid mask. I don't know. It's not weird. I know. But was the just, I don't know. Sounds like he's got oxygen under that. He may have oxygen under that mask. Little tube. We'll see. 850-771-0049. He's really not dead, in spite of what you think. I get it. I get the confusion. Truly do. All right, what else? Vice President Kamala Harris is facing criticism for appearing to break with the president or precedent and failing to salute the honor guard when boarding Air Force Two. Check this out. I want you to look at this. I'm going to get out of the way so you can see this. John says he's Darth Vader. Well, Heather, his face diaper needs to be changed because he's spewing so much you know what. All right, so here's Kamala. Watch her. Here are soldiers saluting her. Watch her. Just walks on by. She doesn't care. She doesn't care that they're saluting. Interesting. Maybe she was concentrating so she doesn't fall up the stairs. And maybe that was it. Video reviewed by Fox News showed that her predecessors, former Vice President Mike Pence, Biden, regularly saluted the honor guard in the same situation. Disgraceful that VP Kamala Harris refuses to salute the honor guard at the steps of the aircraft. It's a clear demonstration of her dislike for those in uniform, both law enforcement and military. That's according to Bernard Carrick. She hates him. They saluted her out of respect. Let me tell you what would happen if they had not saluted her. Do you think that they'd have their job? Probably not. I doubt that they would have their job today or even at the end of that day. And she walked right on by. Watch her. Oh, it's frozen. Let me hide it, put it back up there because it is the craziest that you have the Vice President of the United States, although she took it illegally, she has no regard, no respect for our military. Yeah. And there you go. Obama never acknowledged soldiers either. They don't care for them. They don't like them. They want them to protect them. Oh, they want them up at the Capitol to make sure that nothing. You guys, you deplorables, you domestic terrorists, don't storm the. She's un-American, Donna says, and she's un-black. So there you go. President Biden is considering executive action on gun control in the wake of 2 mass shootings in less than a week. That's according to Jen Psaki on Tuesday. She didn't specify what action Biden might take. We're considering a range of levers, including working through legislation, including executive action, Psaki told reporters. It's been under discussion and will continue to be under discussion. Biden, addressing the shooting that occurred in Boulder, Colorado, that left 10 dead, said Tuesday he didn't want to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to act on gun violence. A shooting 6 days earlier left 8 dead in Atlanta, Georgia. Why not attack domestic terrorism in the form of Islamic terrorism? What about that? The guy was Muslim. He had put anti-American stuff on his Facebook. But it's the guns. I also want to point out that all these shootings happen in Democratic-controlled states and cities. Chicago. So there's mass shootings in Chicago every weekend. 10 would be a low number in Chicago. Now, where that's a Democratic-controlled stronghold. So there you go. MSNBC is struggling to attract viewers as its liberal hosts no longer have a Republican president to vilify. March 15th to 19th was MSNBC's lowest rated weekday total day, showing among the key demographic of adults 25 to 54 since December 30th. And its lowest rated primetime performance among demo viewers since December 28th. It was also MSNBC's worst non-holiday weekend total day performance in over a year. Multiple programs hit historic lows as a result. Joy Reid's The Readout had its worst week ever, setting weekly lows in both total viewers and the key demo. She lost a staggering 61% of demo viewers compared to the week of February 8th, when MSNBC viewers flocked amid former President Trump's second impeachment trial. Reid has now lost to Fox News, the 7 p.m. show, for 3 straight weeks, despite the Fox News primetime featuring a rotating guest of hosts. So she's losing to guest hosts on Fox News. Yeah, there's your winning team right there, MSNBC, when you don't have a Donald Trump to smack around. Got what you wanted? Happy? I also want to point out that CNN is down 60%. CNN is down 60% in viewership. Interesting? Coincidence? No. Vice President Kamala Harris is scheduled to sit down with former President Bill Clinton for a one-on-one conversation at a Clinton Foundation event this week. And what will they discuss? They will discuss empowering women and girls. Kamala Harris is going to sit down with Bill Clinton to discuss empowering women and girls. By encouraging the work on Epstein's Island? No. By encouraging, and they're calling it cigars and blue dresses. Something like that. I can't remember what it's called. How blind, tone deaf, how tone deaf do you have to be to use Bill Clinton in a conversation about empowering women and girls? People, what kind of bizarro world is this? Everything is backwards. Oy vey. It's like getting Jerry Nadler to talk about dieting. What is wrong? Boy. The top advisor of the Biden administration snapped at an MSNBC host who challenged him on an inefficient, overpriced healthcare system provision in the stimulus bill passed by Democrats. Here is that little exchange.
There are a lot of good things in legislation, but also some questionable things. I want to talk about one of those. Today's the 11th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. As you say, the rescue plan expands subsidies for ACA plans, making premiums much cheaper for many families. That's a good thing. But it could also spend an estimated $35 billion fully covering COBRA for around 2 million unemployed people for just 6 months. How is that a good use of that money? $35 billion subsidizing insurance companies for 6 months. Wouldn't that money be better invested towards building universal health care in this country?
Well, clearly you have health insurance right now. But the question is, you ought to pose that to people who have lost their job through no fault of their own, that has lost their health insurance and they need a bridge so that they stay with insurance, so that they can get that checkup and detect cancer early. It's very easy for people to make judgment calls when they're not in other people's shoes, and I won't do that. I won't.
So the $1.9 trillion COVID relief whatever bill spends billions on Cobra, which is overpriced and inefficient. Now, the host of this show isn't opposed to universal health care, but he's like, that's a little extreme. Wouldn't it be better to put that money towards something else or another way? But they spent billions on temporary Cobra. Why didn't they just say, hey, you know what? Nobody loses their insurance during this time. You're doing that with everything else. You're not having to pay your rent. You're not going to be booted out of your house. Nobody's losing their insurance during this event. You took over insurance anyway. Why not do that? But they did it towards Cobra. Dumb. He goes, oh, it's all helping. It all went to good causes. Yeah. Like the arts. Yeah. That helps with COVID. Oh. I'm quickly running out of time. Democratic Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth vowed on Tuesday she will vote against the confirmation of every upcoming white nominee selected by President Joe Biden unless they are LGBTQ, until an Asian American or Pacific Islander is put forth for consideration by the administration. I'm not voting on any white nominee. I'm going to vote against them. I'm going to vote against every white nominee until you put forward an American, an Asian American, or Pacific Islander. Because it's all about race. It's not about qualifications. It's all about race. And so until you put forward an Asian American or Pacific Islander, I'm voting against them. No, she's not a racist because the people that she's voting against is what? They're white. So you can't be racist if you're against white people. It's only if you're against the others. She is a racist. The majority of the Democrats are racist. They are racist. Oh, no. Yes, they are. They are racist. But it's okay because it's against white people. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. That is fine. You got to get your head around this. Now, LGBTQ is different. They can be white and LGBTQ. I'll vote for them. Nothing is said about, I'm going to vote for the best qualified person for the job. Oh, no. That has nothing to do with it, people. Qualifications only are based upon race. If you're the right race, I will vote for it because that's the qualification. The Democrats make my head hurt. They are out of control. And they will implode. Just watch. Didn't get to a ton of stuff today. Got more, but we'll just have to wait or just push it off. All right. Hey, kids, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Coming up, we're going to be on LinkedIn here fairly soon as well. So we'll get a third channel and be able to pop up on there so we can watch for us. So if somebody can't get us on Facebook or YouTube, they can catch us there. All right. Hopefully expand our audience a little bit. We will see you. Share it, like it, share it, and we'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing, for another episode of Sunrise Santa Rosa. God bless. Stay strong.